Hey everybody, it's just me making another video. Yesterday I made an NFL AFC predictions video, and all this is just going to be a quick video because I have to head out to work in a few minutes. But yesterday I made a video about the NFL AFC, my NFL AFC predictions, and that was a piss poor video because I was just all off the charts and I kept forgetting that there's only 16 seasons. But then I realized that they're adding more games to it, but still it's going to be the traditional 16 until anybody else hears it, until we hear something new about the new NFL season of them expanding. So right now it's just 16, so that's pretty much what I was thinking. So I apologize for that video because that video was just awful, and that's why I deleted it. I didn't like how that video came across. But before I get to this video, I like to say my thoughts and prayers go out to Steve McNair, his family. My thoughts and prayers go out to Steve McNair and his family. It's a shame what happened to him July 4th weekend with his girlfriend killing him in his sleep, and then of course turning the gun on herself. But hopefully he's in a better place, and hopefully some NFL players can uh, um, learn from something like this, because we really don't need to lose any more NFL players. And like I said, NFL players need to learn from who they hang out with, who they date, and just need to learn that they need to keep the distance away from some of the bad people who might tend to harm them or who is involved in bad stuff. And that's what guys like Pac-Man Jones and Michael Vick and other guys like that in the NFL, even the young NFL stars, they need to realize that hanging around the wrong people could end up causing trouble for you, and could even cause more trouble for you. And then I gotta give a special congratulations to Brock Lesnar. He won the undisputed UFC championship, and he beat Frank Mir in a really quick matchup. He just started pounding him, and as you can see the face, if you see the pictures or go on YouTube, or type in that fight or the pictures for it, you can see that Frank Mir's face was just all bloodied up, and Brock Lesnar just completely destroyed him in that fight. But yeah, congratulations to Brock Lesnar. You proved all the UFC doubters wrong. You are truly a UFC fighter, and you proved all of them wrong. You proved that you can hang, and that you're not just another wrestler who went from wrestling to UFC, like how most of the UFC marks can say. You proved it, and now you're the undisputed champion. You're the #1 draw in UFC. But I gotta say, his actions after the fight were kind of tasteless, but still, then again, he did get some attention for it, so I kind of recommend. It's kind of okay, but then again, it's not okay. But he apologized eventually for it. So let's get to this video. My NFL AFC predictions redone. So let's start off with the AFC West. We got the San Diego Chargers, the AFC West, which is probably one of the weakest divisions in the NFL, and it's not going to be no different this season, as there's going to be at least two teams that are going to at least have a winning record, but they're not going to be any teams that are going to have good records. So there's only two teams, in my opinion, like I'm pretty much saying, that are going to end up having at least a winning record in this division. So we start off with the San Diego Chargers. I believe they were 11-4, I think, or somewhere around that record. But this season, I see the San Diego. I was gonna go 10-6, but I thought that wasn't right. So I'm gonna go with San Diego winning 12 games. So they'll be 12-4, and they'll end up winning the AFC West division again for the fourth straight year, as they really won't have that much competition this year, since there's going to be teams in this division that are sort of just rebuilding for the future and are really not going to be winning that many games. The #2 team on here is the Denver Broncos. See the Denver Broncos going 6-10. They were, I believe, they had 9 wins last season, I believe. But this season, I don't see them going anywhere over 9 wins. I really see them going 6-10, because they really got some issues that they really need to address like the quarterback issue. Their offense is going to kind of struggle, and then they lost some key players on defense. So yeah, I see this team going 6-10. Number three is the Kansas City Chiefs. Nine there, I see them going 9-7, a vast improvement over what they won last year, but they still got a lot of ways to go. But I see them going 9-7. Oakland Raiders, I see them getting a vast improvement over last season, as I believe they only had at least 5 or 6 wins, if I'm correct. I see them improving a little bit by going 7-10, or no, not 7-10. I see them going 7-9. So yeah, I see the Oakland Raiders going 7-9. Then we go to the AFC South. The Tennessee Titans, I see they're gonna take a step backwards, as they were, I believe they were 12 and something or 13 and something. Not sure what they had, the best record though in the AFC, but they lost one of their key players on defense and some key players on offense. So really they're gonna take a step backwards. So I see them going 11-6. They're still gonna have a winning record, but they won't be as good as they were last year. And then for the Indianapolis Colts, who lost Tony Dungy, they're gonna miss him a lot, but they'll still be the same Colts. Just they won't have the coach that brought them to their first championship and brought them so many good records as through the seasons. They won't have him there, but still, I see the Indianapolis Colts going 13-3. And then moving on to the Houston Texans, they had a really good record last year. I mean, they showed some improvements last year, and I see them showing some sort of improvement this year. So for the Houston Texans, I see them going 10-6. They'll just barely miss the playoffs, but they'll somehow improve. They'll somehow improve on it the next year, and they'll finally make the playoffs and be the team to challenge the Colts and the Titans in that division. Jacksonville really didn't do as well last season, but I see the Jacksonville Jaguars going 7-9. Then going over to the AFC North, I see the Pittsburgh Steelers going 13-3, as they will be one of the teams to beat in the AFC division, along with the New England Patriots, who I'll talk about later. But I still see the Steelers going 13-3 and having one of the best records in the NFL. And plus, they're the defending champs, and they got a lot to prove that Super Bowl wasn't a fluke. But they did lose some key players on defense, and it's going to be tough to fill that void, but I know they will. So I'm just going to say they're going to go 13-3. Cleveland Browns, I see going 5-11. They have a lot of improvement to do, and they're just going to be playing for the draft picks and everything else. So yeah, I see the Cleveland Browns going 5-11. Cincinnati Bengals will kind of have a vast improvement, as I see them going 8-8. The Baltimore Ravens will take a step a little bit backwards, as I see them going 12-4. They still will be one of the wild cards again, like they were last year, but they just won't have the same record they had last year. But yeah, I still see them going 12-4. And then moving over to the AFC East, the New England Patriots, they got Tom Brady back, but no one knows how good this team will be with Tom Brady returning. I still say that this team is gonna somehow have a winning record and win a lot of games like they usually do with Tom Brady, because they just have an easy schedule and they play in one of the worst divisions in AFC, along with the AFC West. So I have the New England Patriots going 14-2. The New York Jets, who sort of played good last year and almost ran away with this division last year, I see them going 7-9, well 7-8. Yeah, 7-9. Yeah, 7-9, taking a step backwards. And then for the Buffalo Bills, who have Terrell Owens, I see them going 8-8, because there's no way they're gonna win this division, because they didn't fix any of the problems on defense. They didn't make any draft choices to fix their defensive line and anything else. And they also lost some key players on defense. So yeah, I see this team going 8-8. Miami Dolphins 6-10. Anyhow, Stay tuned for my NFL NFC predictions, where I go through the whole entire division, rate,